Good morning, folks, and happy Monday. Tyler here. I just wanted to quickly address where we are as a group, where we're looking at going, as well as address the latest directive from Bishop Frank Caggiano and the Diocese of Bridgeport. Now, because everything revolves around the latest directive, let's start there. As many are aware, this week the Diocese of Bridgeport will begin Phase 1 of public masses. Phase 1 allows for an outdoor open area mass where 50 people will be allowed to join. Now, there are a lot of regulations that extend further on this topic, so please, if you are attending one of these outdoor masses, check in with the church itself as well as the diocese to make sure you are both aware of and following all of the regulations. This option becomes available starting with this upcoming Thursday, the Feast of the Ascension of our Lord. Now, I can't guarantee that every church that I'm going to mention in this video will be ready starting with this Thursday. But I know each of these churches is either planning to take part in Phase 1 or at least going to try to take part in Phase 1. Now, this video, I'm limiting it to churches within the Greater Danbury Area. So, churches that will be taking part in Phase 1, for those who are able and ready to attend, here we go. St. Gregory the Great Church, located at 85 Great Plain Road in Danbury. St. Edward the Confessor Church, located at 21 Brush Hill Road in New Fairfield. St. Mary Church in Bethel, located at 24 Dodgington Road in Bethel. Now, this one is not a for sure thing. In their latest online bulletin, they were searching for volunteers in order to try to make this a possibility. So, I wouldn't expect it to be ready for Thursday. St. Elizabeth Seton Church, located at 520 Ridgeberry Road in Richfield. St. Joseph Church Brookfield, located at 163 Wisconsin Road in Brookfield. And Sacred Heart of Jesus Church, located at 46 Stone Street in Danbury. They're aiming to be ready for the beginning of June, so they will not be ready in this regard for Thursday. Now, as stated, I cannot guarantee that all the churches mentioned will be ready to go for Thursday, or even that they will have their normal Holy Day of Obligation mass schedule. I know my church will not have our normal mass schedule in that regard. So check in with the individual churches for more information, especially since most churches are requiring registration for attendance in advance due to the strict limit of 50 people. With the knowledge of Phase 1, and taking into account the timeline that the state is looking to follow for moving towards Phase 2 of a state reopening, we have chosen to remain virtual for the remainder of May. There isn't a lot of the month left, but we do have a few things left on our calendar. For those who wish to attend Mass together, we will be doing a virtual Mass watch together on Thursday. We will come together on Zoom to watch the Mass together at 7 p.m., and then we will allow for social time. As we will have social time on Thursday, we will not do our normal social call on Friday. We're still finalizing what Mass we will be watching, but we want to watch either a church or a priest that we know. On Tuesday, May 26th, in honor of the month of Mary, Lisa will lead a rosary here on Zoom. This will be a great opportunity for us all to come together in prayer and community. Our final virtual meetup in the month of May will take place on Friday, May 26th, which will be our normal Friday night social. We'll also be hosting a game night on Tuesday, June 2nd, which will start at 7 p.m. We're working on having some very fun virtual games for that evening. For any of these events, please feel free to reach out to us on any of the Catholic and Ultra Greater Danbury social medias, our email, or contact one of us leaders individually. One final thing that we wanted to quickly address is where we are going as a group. We have been receiving questions about our summer calendar, especially our first S'mores and Stars event, which is tentatively set for Friday, June 26th. We understand where you guys are coming from with the questions, but to be completely upfront and honest, right now we don't have answers for you. What we can definitively say is that we have a leadership meeting on Friday, June 6th, to discuss moving forward, including whether we will be continuing with that event, as well as how to address events in the future. Things are changing, Indoor events are going to be harder to pull off, especially when trying to follow social distancing regulations. We are putting off having the discussion about the S'mores and Stars event because ultimately we would love to have it. We love that event too, but it is a difficult situation. We need to assess what happens within the state of Connecticut, especially within our county of Fairfield County, which was hit the hardest out of all the counties in Connecticut with COVID-19. We need to see what happens as a result of the Phase 1 reopening of both the churches and the state. Phase 2 for the state is currently set for June 20th, less than a week before S'mores and Stars. As much as we want to have the event, we also have to take safety into account. After our June 6th meeting, we hope to be able to come forward with more information on how June looks. At the current moment, we have plans for everything to be virtual until S'mores and Stars, and we're going to try to assess after that. Unfortunately, at the current moment, we have to assess as we go, so it is hard to plan out the entire summer like we normally do. We had a bunch of great plans for the summer, but we have to see what we can and cannot do. Have no fear though. We will still be working to put together things during the summer, even if it has to remain virtual for a while. We cannot wait for the day where we can meet up in person again, no matter how long it takes to get there. As always, you are all in our prayers. Thank you, and God bless.